Alright, so if we lump together all the stats in regards to Fort Collins, Colorado, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that how much it's been growing. But also, you guys have been watching our Fort Collins videos like crazy, and that shows us how much interest there is in this awesome city.
Yeah, so today we're really going to focus on kind of the top 5 reasons that we think people are moving to Fort Collins and why you should be considering it.
Alright, let's go. Alright, welcome back to the channel, you guys. If this is your first time watching, we are your Colorado real estate family, Pete and Chelsea Sweeney, and what we like to do on this channel is cover Denver, all the surrounding cities. We're talking the real estate, we're talking the activities, we're talking the amazing growth that Colorado as a whole has been experiencing, and of course with that, we help you with all your real estate purchases in the state of Colorado.
Yeah, so if you're interested in what it's actually like to live in Colorado, Denver, and all its surrounding cities, we are your family to get you all the most up-to-date information and keep you informed on what's going on over here.
Yeah, guys, so if you could do us a quick favor, thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and we're going to throw our phone number in right below. That way you can contact us anytime. You're going to get us and us only. Most likely it's going to be Chelsea. So go ahead and throw us a text or call if you have any questions. Let's go ahead and check out this great city from the sky's view. Be right back. Alright, so if you haven't noticed already, I'm kind of coming off cold, a little congested over here, so I'm going to let Chelsea do most of the talking, which honestly is probably a lot better for you guys. I'd rather hear her voice than mine. So let's go and start out with the 5 reasons why you need to move to Fort Collins in 2022.
Yes, so obviously Fort Collins is super hot. We have started to cover more Fort Collins videos because we are hearing you, we are seeing how you guys are coming on, responding, and we're seeing all of the views on Fort Collins. So we're going to jump in today with one of the most important videos that we think of some of the top reasons you should be moving to Fort Collins in 2022, and we're going to start that off with the outdoor lifestyle. So outdoor lifestyle, right? We've talked, if you haven't checked out some of our other Fort Collins videos, go check them out because we have been really diving in, but we talk a lot about this whole outdoor lifestyle, and one of them being that this huge bike community.
Well,
right?
recreation community, like boating, I mean, biking, hiking.
Yes, but biking is huge. In fact, it's one of 5 in all the nation that's like a platinum member. We talked about this, a platinum level biking community. I don't know what platinum level means, so if you do and you're a big biker, please let us know. But apparently it's a really big deal because it's only 1 out of 5 as far as being recognized as this platinum biking community. In fact, this is newer, but Fort Collins now has, it's called let me see, it's a share pace program for a bike share thing. So you can short term for bike as transit, you can park the bike, you can use the bicycles and go all around town. It's crazy how big of a biking community it
Well,
really
and I'm
is.
also going to reiterate that a little bit too, because you have 2 types of biking, right? You have kind of your more of your street bikers where you do kind of do those trails, even if they are the roads, even if they're in the mountains, you got your inclines and declines. And you have the mountain bikers, and I actually did some mountain biking up here. They have some great mountain bike trails up there. I can't attest to how it's professional experience have to be to riding them.
Right.
Me personally, I don't have the greatest mountain bike when it comes to riding the mountains, but they were great trails though. Like right outside of Horsetooth, they have some great trails. I've heard that they're also great from others who are definitely way better on a bike than I am.
Yeah, I am not a good biker. I wish I was. I just do it more for fun and I'm usually exhausted by the end of it. But it also has 280 plus miles of trails. That's a lot of trail system in Fort Collins. And so obviously we have talked about this a lot. 2 of our cities between Denver and Fort Collins, we have very active cities, and Fort Collins is one of the most active cities here in Colorado. And that's one of the reasons people move there. Yeah. 100%. Anything else on active?
I mean, like I said, your recreation. So you got Horsetooth, which is an amazing boating lake. A lot of people take their boats out there, do all the wakeboarding, the water skiing, the surfing, right? Where you got what do they call those boats that create the wave? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. If you
the wakeboarding?
No, it's so you could surf it, but it's called a what kind of boat? I'm not gonna waste your time. Anyways, so it's like even if you want to do paddle boarding and such, you know, it's like you got Carter Lake, it is in Loveland, but it's kind of a smaller lake that you can kind of do those you know wind sailing type, you know, kite boarding style of recreation. But they do have that, and then they have a ton of recreation outside of it too. If you just want to take, you know, quick hour and a half, 2 hour trip up north to Glendo, some great recreation. So if you're into like the whole boating side of things, this is definitely your spot.
Yeah, I mean, we've covered even in some of the top neighborhoods in Fort Collins, depending on which area you're looking in, all the different trails and how many of the communities are actually linked to this trail system. So I think it's really important that you know that usually you have a lot of access to any of those things, whether you're walking or running or any of that, because it is very active. So that's the top reason is Fort Collins is one of our most like active and outdoor lifestyle here in Colorado.
All right, what's number 2?
Number 2 is downtown Foco.
Yep, and this is huge. I mean, like I said, great nightlife, great activities. Like I said, we always talk about their what is it called? The what's the bike race thing?
Oh no.
The fat.
Tour de Fat.
Tour de Fat.
Got it.
And like I said, that's not, I mean, like I said, Tour de Fat is one of the biggest events that they do there, but they do have a ton of great things in this downtown Fort Collins. And it's such a great little like gathering area that's a little bit larger than a lot of these other downtowns that we talk about. And say like Arvada or Lafayette.
Oh, yeah.
And it's such a great little small town feel being in that downtown Fort Collins.
Yes, an interesting fact, if this is one of the first times you're watching us, we've talked about this before, but Disneyland's inspired look is actually from downtown Fort Collins. And so Times Square at Disneyland was actually inspired by Old Town Fort Collins. And so that's like really special. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys love Disneyland, but we just went first timers with our family, and
that was World though. We went to Disney World.
Yeah, but they look very
similar.
Yeah.
And what was the argument that we were having with something the other day? Oh, the Pirates of the Caribbean. They're like, no, Pirates of the Caribbean's better at Disneyland. We're like, well, I really enjoyed the one at Disney World.
Now that we've been to Disneyland all of one time with our family, but and then they also have a restored trolley that goes from City Park to downtown Foco, which is super cool. But only $2 to ride for an adult. It's like $1 for kids or something like that. So like pretty affordable transit if you're like trying to do something fun and you're up in Fort Collins.
Yep.
And the restored pianos is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So talk about that. Didn't your somebody in your family? Okay, I was like,
but it was on the 16th Street Mall. But yeah, so what they do is they have these restored pianos all over Fort Collins, Old Town Fort Collins, and that way, you know, it's just kind of a great way to get people in there to play the pianos, and sometimes they bring some professionals in there to play during these events and stuff too.
And they're like sometimes painted and like really cool. It's like kind of a little fun thing to do when you're down in downtown Foco. But downtown Fort Collins is awesome. It's known for its shopping. It's known for its restaurants. You know, it has a lot of mature trees. It's such a great feel in downtown Foco, and people move there so they can still have that downtown kind of city, but still have that small town feel. Yep. Don't you think?
I think so. Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, obviously the houses around it are a little bit more expensive just because the access to that, but
yeah, I mean, I still so Fort Collins is one of those cities where like usually you have your downtown and the houses are super expensive near there. But Fort Collins, since it's so big on recreation, you have a bunch of these small little lakes. Those houses are the ones that are going for a lot. And so that's something you really want to look at where, yes, the houses are a little bit pricier around downtown, but the ones around the lakes are even pricier than the ones that are in the downtown.
So if you've made it this far, stick around, because if you haven't gotten to know us yet, we always cover one of the most important topics last, and that's what does it cost to live in certain areas, covering the real estate and all of that. So stick around to the end, because that is going to be one of the last things we talk about here.
All right, what's number 3?
Okay, so just far enough from Denver.
Yep. And so a big reason that we threw this one in here is because if you're moving to Fort Collins, unless you have a job set in Fort Collins, you pretty much want to benefit from Denver but not live in Denver. And Fort Collins is, like I said, I think it's the 4th largest city in the state. That's somewhere it's like, okay, I don't want to be in downtown, but I'd like to live somewhere like medium, like, a still kind of larger, but not a small town. And that's kind of why people really are moving into Fort Collins. Of course, jobs, you have that as well too, but it's only an hour north to the Fort Collins exit from downtown Denver. So it's not that bad of a commute to get up there. And they do have some road construction going on right now.
I was going to say, it's going to get better.
It is,
It's going to get even better than it is right now. So right now, so it used to be, God, was it only two lanes before?
2 lanes
so
on
it
each
was
side.
only two lanes, and now it's going to, what, 4?
I think it's going to an 8-lane total.
An 8-lane total. Yeah. So this is huge. So yes, is it cumbersome right now? 100%. But this is only going to make getting to Fort Collins that much easier and a lot less stressful, because we are seeing people commute all the time, and we are seeing a lot more traffic going to and from. But with this, it's going to make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine.
Oh, it's going to be amazing going up there now. And it's like, it kind of sucks with the road construction, but it is nearing the end, and in a couple years, hopefully it'll all be done, and just in time for them to expand and do another lane.
I know, right? So yeah, I mean, definitely far enough. So on one of the things is it does have a tollway to get to the airport too. So they have considered, trying to make it easier from Fort Collins, since it's obviously Denver, getting to the airport's pretty easy. But they have added we do have the tollway that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, but you have to come all the way down to Denver Metro to hit it. But
true.
when you're coming from Fort Collins and you decide that you need to go to the airport, you seriously just jump on E470, which is like the northernmost part of the Denver metro area, and it's just a breeze all the way into the airport. You just coast right in. It is a little bit on the pricier side, but it is nice having that tollway.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So just far enough from Denver, but also to where you can still access it, and it's not that big of a deal. People do it all the time, and it's not too far away. So a lot of people probably don't like to go to Denver if they've moved to Fort Collins. They're probably trying to get away from it, to be honest. But there is still, if people come into town and you're trying to take your family down there, it's like super
Well, and I think that really leads into our fourth reason why you need to move into Fort Collins, and it still has that small town feel.
It does.
Yes, the population is up there. It's right around, 170,000?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a larger city, but they did an amazing job of keeping that small town feel. And it's, the city is spread out a lot more. Yeah. And so it's a little bit more congested in your downtown, but it still feels so great. That sense of community has always been there. And it's great. They did such a great job of having that, where it's like, if you want that more of that small town feel, but being in a larger city, having access to your Walmarts and kind of all these commercial products that we use all the time, then Fort Collins might be for you.
Well, and here's the thing, realistically, we have heard from some of the locals, and we really appreciate your feedback, and it has felt like a lot of growth to Fort Collins, and it does feel a little less small to them. But when you're coming from these other places, Fort Collins does have that really nice small town feel. Now, if you're from there, obviously it's grown a lot, so maybe it does feel a little different for you, just like anybody, right, as we start to see growth. But so thanks for telling us that. We definitely understand your point of view. We've seen that so many times in some of the places that we've lived, and how much it's grown and how it does change the feel. But still, as an outsider coming in, it does have that lovely charm that people really are striving for.
Yeah, it's true.
And you can get a lot of the land in the other places, especially surrounding some lakes. You start to see a lot more of these larger lots that people want, and still be super accessible to downtown and all of that. So
yeah, I agree.
It's something that we really value in Fort Collins, and we love people who have been in Fort Collins for a long period of time reaching out to us and helping us share how it has grown. So thanks for all of you who have reached out.
Yep. All right, let's go to it. Number
five.
All right, so the fifth reason why you need to move to Fort Collins, it's cheaper than Denver.
Yes.
I mean, this is the obvious one, of course. But we're going to dive in a little bit deeper. So real estate, you could easily buy a house for probably right around $100,000 less in Fort Collins than Denver. Your median price point is $49,000, where Denver is $565,000 over these last 12 months. But the increases, like Fort Collins has been double digits in regards to your equity gains this last 12 months. Denver, not so much.
Not so much.
It was only like
8. No, it was
6. Yeah, it was like 8% that Denver gained, and so that just shows how much growth is happening in Fort Collins. Mm-hmm. What else? All right, so we always do our cost of living videos, and we lump it all into one, where we do your groceries, your transportation, real estate, and everything. Fort Collins on a whole is a 118.3. as opposed to Denver, which is a 128.7.
Yeah. And honestly, 118, when you're starting to see some of these popular college towns, 118 is extremely low.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
Compared
looking at
Boulder. Boulder, yeah.
Boulder, I can't even remember what it is off the top. It's like 140 or something
crazy.
No,
it's 160 something.
Oh, okay. 163.
Yeah,
I think it's what it was.
Insane.
So you have that college town, you have the, the downtown feel, you have the mountains, you have the lakes, and you're at 118? It just doesn't really correlate with what you're getting in Fort Collins, and people see that.
Yeah.
When we cover some of the top neighborhoods, we do cover some of the lower priced older neighborhoods that are right near downtown, and they still have those.
Well, that's the good thing about Fort Collins is I feel like even though it is so spread out, like, think about it. We even had friends who were like on the furthest, most east part of Fort Collins.
Yeah.
And we were still, what, like 15, 20 minutes to downtown Fort Collins. Like,
Right.
it wasn't bad getting all
Right.
around the city. And it's just because congestion isn't, like, really there like it is in Denver, you know?
And they have a ton of streets from I-25 that go into Fort Collins.
Yeah,
I think
you have
that's
like 3 or 4
super
exits.
helpful.
Because I'm always getting mixed
I
up.
know,
I was
me
like,
too.
is it Alt? Is it Mulberry? What, like
Harmony,
Harmony?
or
I was
yeah.
like, which one is it? And
Yeah,
so I always
there's
have to.
so many.
Hey Siri.
Yeah, I know. There's so many that go in that you really can get to it. At, like, say one of them's backed up, or there's like, you know, because it goes straight into the college, you could take a couple exits before that and get in just as easily, or you can go through Loveland, you know. So there's just a lot of ways to access it, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. All right, cool guys.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that wraps us up.
Yes, we have covered the top 5 reasons we think that you should be checking out Fort Collins.
Yep.
We love Fort Collins. We go up there all the time. We have been recording like crazy for you guys. So if there's certain topics that you want us to cover up there, please let us know, because we want more reasons to be traveling up Fort Collins. And it's not that far from us, because we chose right in between Denver and Fort Collins for a reason. We want to take advantage of it. So let us know if there's a topic you want us to cover.
Yeah, guys, we are always traveling up there, helping you guys out in regards to moving to Fort Collins. Like I said, we love it so much. Give us a ring, give us a text. We are more than happy to help you out with all your real estate in Fort Collins, Colorado. Until next time, we love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so all right, so if we lump together all the stats in regards to... What I was going to
You're
say?
wearing blue.
Oh, shit.